Welcome to this quick tutorial video on how to make a review lesson for Chatterbox Academy. This is for the typical review lesson that reviews 4 or 5 different lessons. Let me show you how you will know. Currently, we are using Airtable to organize our curriculum, and if you've been working with us for any length of time, you probably know that. And on Airtable, you actually will see that it says that we're going to be making a review lesson. Okay, so we are working on here for my husband's lessons, LEU lessons. I'm working on number 12, repaso dos, right? And so look between here. You see we have number 6 was a review. We're not going before that. We've already reviewed before that. So number 12 is going to review 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, basically. Okay? So when we are deciding what to review, we're going to be following this. It might help you to grab a piece of paper and actually write this down, or if you like to just look on your screen, whatever. So I know that's the topics we're reviewing. Those should be the same topics in the Canva presentation before this lesson. Let's see. Okay, in this lesson, we're going to actually look. You see how it says 1 through 20. Great. Probably going to be slow now that I want to do this. Okay, this Canva presentation is pretty big. And we actually need to see, I'm trying to match the lesson number to the actual lesson number on Airtable. That way it's easier for you. But also carefully check, please, cross-check the topic on Airtable because sometimes these lesson numbers aren't perfect. Okay, so remember how we said lesson 6 was a review? Let's just make sure. Yep, it is. Okay, so we're doing good. So we should probably see de donde eres, mascotas, familia, números, que hora es. That should be our next one. So let's take a look. Number 7, de donde eres. Okay, we're on the right track. Okay, so you can cross-check all of those. Make sure we're on the right one. 9 was my family. 10 was números. Okay, and then we got 11, que hora es. And then you see how we go from 11 to 13. Okay, we need lesson 12. We're missing lesson 12. Let's do it. Review lessons are super easy. We're basically going to copy and paste pieces of previous lessons. That's it. This should take like 10 minutes tops. First thing we want to do is we want the divider page here just so that we don't get lost. So I'm going to click one, click either 11, 13, whatever. Click duplicate page. Double click to make it bigger. And we're just going to type in, okay, lesson 12. Great. I like to go back to grid view just to see everything again. And it will take a minute because of course it will, because I'm on the computer trying to show you something. Okay, now what I like to do is I like to just duplicate the pages that stay pretty much the same. The title page, the like instructional page for students, and then we got 2 pages at the end that pretty much don't change. The game page and the ending page. Okay, so I'm going to click one, and then I'm going to press Control, click, hold down Control, click, hold down Control, click. Why? Look, can you see how that is outlined? That's outlined, that's outlined, and that's outlined. None of the stuff in the middle right now. We don't want to duplicate all of that. We only want to duplicate these certain ones. Maybe you know this already. It's okay. You know, great. If you don't, I just taught you. All right, duplicate 4 pages. You see how now it's going to kind of move over here? Now we're going to, it's still selected. You can see how we have kind of that purplish outline around those 4. I want them to be in lesson 12, right? So let's move it over to lesson 12. Okay, great, lesson 12. So right now lesson 12 only has 4 pages. Most of these pages won't need to change, but we need to change the title page. How do we know what to put on that title page? Come back to Airtable. Look at lesson 12, repaso dos. Okay, typically on a review lesson, I like to put repaso, whatever the number it is, so this will be repaso dos, and I like to put in a little list of what we're reviewing on that title. Okay, so let's say repaso dos, make sure it looks nice, and then I'll probably do duplicate. I'd like to change that to white. I like it to be white. These very specific things that I'm telling you, like the colors and all of that, that might change. In the future, we might have a little different style, but this will give you an idea. All I'm doing here is resizing things, making it look nice. I'm not going to keep this extra repaso dos. I'm just changing it so I have something to write with. Okay, now I'm going to put in the topics that we're reviewing. How do you know what those are? Go back to Airtable. Look at the previous lessons after the previous review, between the previous review and the current review. Okay? So we've got de donde eres. I would write these down over on a notepad just to make this easier so I can just copy it real easy. Okay? So here we go. I don't know. Just make sure also grammar, spelling, all of those things need to be correct. I'm just going to make a list. De donde eres, mascotas, mi familia, números, and then ¿qué hora es? Okay, can you see how I just did this? ¿De dónde eres? Mascotas, mi familia, números, ¿qué hora es? I didn't put exactly everything, right? I didn't put los números, 1 a 20. You don't have to. This is just like a basic review. And then we're going to copy. Come back on over here. See how we're selected, and we can paste. Great. That's a bit messy. We're going to change it. Oops. I don't know what I just did. Okay. I'd like it to be a little bit smaller. Great. Something like this. Just change this picture. You could even change it to say maybe review elements. I don't know. Let's see what we get, what we come up with. Remember, our pictures always need to be kid friendly, so check carefully. I'm sure everything you've done has been kid friendly. To make sure it's kid friendly, okay? Review. See, like I wouldn't use this because this looks like a bunch of adults reviewing charts for work. That's boring. Maybe this is not the right kind of review either. This is like una reseña kind of review, not like un repaso, right? So let's pick something that looks kind of kid-like. I don't know. You might even put in review. See, all of that doesn't look right for me. So I'm like review school. I don't know. I'm trying to pick something that looks good for kids. This is cute. Let's do that. Okay, and then I'm going to double click it just to kind of move over. Maybe we can see something that kind of looks like review. I don't like it now. I don't like it now. Now it looks like you can't read what it says. Okay. I don't really want to use that picture because those kids are kind of young. Maybe like these. Okay, here's some kids. Hang on. Okay, drag it in there and just kind of make it look, decently pretty. And there you go, done. Okay, cool. I'm not going to put pictures of kindergartners because the kids that we're teaching are typically, 10 years old and through teenagers, right? So that's why I'm thinking about that. Okay. This next page, we never need to do anything to this page. Well, you shouldn't need to do anything to this page. I am going to actually change the branding a little bit because this lesson was made just for my husband and it's now for Chatterbox Academy. So let's just put Chatterbox Academy. If you see Señora over here, yes, please change it to Chatterbox Academy. If you don't have the logo, that's the logo. I can give you that. I don't know if you have that or not. Okay, good. You don't need to really do anything else to this page. This page, you can just leave it today. When it's a review lesson, it doesn't matter really what's in the game. Just leave it, okay? Last page, you may not need to do anything unless you see, again, Señor Eliu. We don't really want that. That's old. We want to keep the branding on point. So I'm just going to change the logo, scooch it over here. There you go. And I'm just going to type on, and once again, Chatterbox Academy. Make sure it looks good. I wonder if that is. Looks a little weird to me, so I'm going to just play with it. There we go. Adjust. I might need to make that smaller so it kind of fits. Not rocket science. Okay. Good enough. Great job. Okay, let's come back to grid view, and this is the easy part. Like I said, all we're going to do is copy and paste. Think about how many lessons we're reviewing. If you need to review that once again, come over here. We're reviewing 1, 2, 3, 4. We're reviewing 5 lessons today. Our lessons should be somewhere around 12 to 15 pages because most of our classes are about 30 minutes long. So if you have 5 lessons, you're going to think about taking 3 pages or so from each lesson, and you want it to be different. Like you don't want to duplicate 3 pages, the exact same 3 pages from every single lesson. Okay, so let me show you. Remember, we're doing lesson 13. Don't forget where we are, okay? Keep track of this. We already did. That's our... Is that right? No, sorry. Remember, we're doing lesson 12. Keep track of where we are. Don't do what I just did. We've got our title page. We've got our instructional page. So we're going to be putting our pages here between 169 and 170, right? Because 170s, that's the ending review game. 171, that's the like goodbye page. Okay, you might even get a piece of paper and write this down. If this is confusing for you, jot it down. Okay, everything we duplicate is going to go in between 169 and 170, and they do need to be in the right order. Okay, so let's go back. Remember what we're duplicating. And to make it easier, I'm just going to come on back to the first lesson we're reviewing, and that is lesson 7. I know that because I looked at Airtable. And it should be here. If it's not here, tell me. Or just do your best to put in what you can. Okay. Here's what I don't want to do. For this very first lesson, I don't want to duplicate the very first page because this is reviewing the previous lesson. We don't want that. I also don't want to duplicate a vocab page. Let me show you. Every single lesson that you create for me has a vocab page except for the review page. The reason why we don't want to duplicate the review page, the vocab page where we actually teach the words, is because the vocab page teaches the words. We're not teaching anything new in this review lesson. We're reviewing, okay? So don't duplicate this vocab page for any of these lessons. We're not going to do that. Everything that we're going to pick, we're going to think this is to review. Students already learned this. This is to review, okay? Okay, so lesson 7, I'm going to pick maybe this page. This page reviews this one. Good. So I'll take that, sure. Duplicate. Okay, do you see how it just duplicated? Now I'm going to take that and I'm just going to drag it down between 169 and 170. It might be different now. Pay attention, please. Okay, we got lesson 12. We got our first page. We got our instructional page. Now it's 170, 171, right? Then we drop it in the middle. Hopefully it works. I did drop it, but it's like taking its dear sweet time. Okay, check to make sure. Did it go in the right place? Sometimes it doesn't. We got lesson 12, title page, instructional page. Yes, good. Okay, now we're between 170 and 171. We want to continue going here. Don't lose track of where you are, especially as the Canva presentations get bigger. It gets a little bit complicated. Okay, I'm going to go through and just review, just duplicate a bunch of these. So I'm going to come back. I want another one from lesson 7. Come on, man. Why is this so slow? It was fine before I started recording. Okay. I'm going to take, I don't know, this one. We'll take, yeah, this one and this one. See what I'm doing? Duplicate 2 pages. Duplicates. We're going to drag them. Drag and drop. That's all we're doing. We're being careful to make sure it drags and drops to the right place, especially because my computer's being a little slow. There we go. Plop. Check it, double check it. Did it go to the right place? Yes. Now we're between 172 and 173. Okay, we got 3 pages from lesson 7. That's fine. That's enough. Let's go down to lesson 8. Same thing. We're going to look at lesson 8. We're going to decide what we want to duplicate. Lesson 8, lesson 8, lesson 8. Come on. Hurry up. Okay, lesson 8 is mis mascotas. We are reviewing that. We know that. Great. We don't want to use this page. We've already done this page, so just don't do that one, okay? We don't want to do the vocab page. We're not teaching this. We don't need to duplicate the exact same thing for every single lesson. So I might decide, you know what, for mis mascotas, I like this one and this one. And maybe there's a reading page we could take with us, or we could take a conversational page. I tend to like these. This lesson, which says order page or juego de letras, I don't really like those very much. They're not my favorite. If you do duplicate those, please only do one from those lessons because they're kind of boring and they're not my favorite thing. Okay? I'm just dragging and dropping. Dragging and dropping. I want to put it after just to make it easier on myself. Okay? Bloop. Okay, now we're between 175 and 176. This is not rocket science. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 from lesson 7. 1, 2, 3 from lesson 8. Go back to lesson 9, pick 3 pages, duplicate. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Okay? So let's see. I have a couple of, see how lesson 9, Mi Familia, has a few different things. I kind of like this. I kind of like it has some different things. So I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to go with these. So we're thinking about what kind of pages now are going to be in the final product. Okay, so let's take a look. Again, I'm dragging and dropping slowly and painfully. I'm making sure it's in the right place. Good. Okay, now let's look at lesson 12 so far. Look, I've got a matching page, fill in the blank. This is where we're going to talk to the kids. This is where they're going to fill in the blank, talk to the kids, reading. talk to the kids, reading. We're not putting read all in a row, and we're not having a ton of the same thing, okay? So this is what I mean. We got to think about a little bit about varying the type of activity and that sort of thing. Okay, that was, what was that, lesson 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. We got to do 10 and 11. Cool. So that's it. I'm going to go back and do 10, and I'm going to do 11. Number 10 was numbers. Okay, numbers. I'm going to pick just a couple things from numbers. So we're going to pick this one, ¿cuántos ves? And number 147, ¿cuántos años tienes? Okay, so we're only going to take 2. It's going to duplicate. It should pop right after that. It should. It's not. Okay, let's do it again. Duplicate. There you go. See, it always goes right after the last page you're duplicating. I'm dragging and dropping. Oops, I went a little too far. This is what I mean. You gotta be careful. Good. This presentation, I think, is getting a little too big. That's why it's so slow. And then we're going to get the last one. So our last one will be lesson 11. ¿Qué hora es? Good. Okay, I got to think about, let me see. We'll probably do this one and this one. You see how I didn't pick any of those fill it like order pages or anything like that. All right, duplicate. That's it. And drag and drop. Make sure it gets both pages. If you didn't click anywhere else, it should have both still selected. Good. Drop. Okay. Now we're just going to double check it. So let's get in and just look at the lesson. We're going to always check for grammar, spelling, all of that. And I would like you also to download it, upload it as a PDF to ChatGPT, and ask it to check the grammar in English and Spanish for you. Okay. There are some mistakes in some of these lessons, some of these older lessons. And here's something else I want us to check. For these review lessons, did you notice we just put together a whole bunch of pieces of other lessons? So you know what's not going to be right? The timing. Up in the corner, I never ask you to change this for other lessons, but for review lessons, we need to edit this. It should be around maybe 2 minutes per page, okay? So here, I'm just going to change it so it says 2 minutes. Don't change the color or anything like that. Just think about approximately 2 minutes per page, okay? 2 minutes. I'm going to edit this to say 4 minutes. I'm going to go through and do that for all of them, just to make sure the timing kind of makes sense. Okay. Then on the es, I'm checking the grammar because, like I said, there are some mistakes on some of these pages. We said 4. Over here again, we got 6. Come on now. I don't want this to take forever. Whenever you get doing this, it will be actually really fast for you. De donde eres? I am from. Soy mexicano. ¿Y tú? Good, good, good. Okay, this looks good. Okay, this says 6. This says 8. This actually turns out good. ¿Cuál mascota tiene? I'm just making sure the grammar looks good. And then I'm just going to replace that logo. You don't have to necessarily do that if you don't have the logo. I don't want you worrying about the logo. Like, don't let the lack of logo stop you from doing the lesson. It is not the most important thing. But if you have the logo and you notice it's not right, change it. Okay? But if you don't have the logo and you're like, oh no, I can't finish the lesson, please just finish the lesson. The logo is not the most important. Okay? Let's just make sure everything looks pretty good. Yes, good. Okay, continue. This looks good too. See, 10 minutes. Good. Make sure the grammar's right. Tienes mascotas, you have pets, si tengo un, yes I have a. We might put si tengo un or una, because sometimes it's like una serpiente. Una, good. And now I don't like how far over that is, so I'm just going to scooch it. Good. No, no tengo mascotas. No, no pets, no tengo, pero quiero. Good, let's scooch over. Again, I'm going to do logo. Here's a logo trick as well. You can copy it out of my lessons, right? So if you don't have it, you can usually copy it right out of there for you. Paste. Good. Okay, so how much was that? That one was 8 minutes. That's 10 minutes. Again, let's just change this to say 12 minutes. Sometimes the little color might be different. Good. Check the grammar. Soy Lisa, me encantan las mascotas. Tengo un loro, un pez, un gato, un perro. Pero quiero un lagarto y una serpiente, okay? ¿Qué mascotas tiene Lisa? I don't like how the words are like kind of over there, but whatever. We don't want to take all day on this. And see how it says clave siguiente página? You can get that rid of that. That was for whenever they did like the fill in the blank, like hangman game. More importantly, I care about the grammar here. So there's another logo back there. There you go. Get rid of that. What pest does Lisa have? Lisa tiene. ¿Qué mascotas quiere tener Lisa? What, quiere un lagarto una serpiente? Okay, looks good. Okay, you see how there's no timing here? Cool. I'm going to copy it from up here. Copy and paste as much as you can. Duplicate as much as you can. We want to make this simple, fast, easy, not wasting our time on like silly little things that really should just take a few minutes. Okay, so 2 minutes a page. ¿Qué te gusta hacer con tus hermanos? What do you like to do with your siblings? Me gusta blank con mis hermanos. Good. Jugar videojuegos, jugar juegos de mesa, hacer deportes, discutir. Okay, again, did you just see? No timer. Let's put a timing. 12 minutes. Make sure you can read it. This should be 16 minutes now. 16. Es mejor ser hijo único. ¿Por qué? Creo que es mejor porque. Nothing me fastidia. Creo que es aburrido. Good. Again, there's no timing here. Let's paste and time it. Make it 18 minutes now, right? 2 minutes a page. Doop, 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 doop. A veces discutimos, amo mis hermanos. Creo que ser hija única sería aburrido. I'm checking grammar. That's it. We don't need to change pictures on these, anything. ¿Quiere ser hija única? Ana, does anyone mean on ¿Por qué? Oh, ¿por qué no? Good, grammar looks good. Why or why not? Okay, see, this timer is off now. We gotta change it. 18 minutes. This one's... I'm just gonna put 17 because I think this page is kind of short. If you don't want to sit and try to calculate the time, just put 2 minutes a page, okay? Okay, so this one will go 18 minutes. I don't think it'll take too long. I know this lesson has lots of stuff. Okay, ¿cuántos ves? How many do you see? Veo. Good. Okay, good. I'm again going to change this just because I know I have the logo. I see it. I'm here. Might as well. You know, if I'm going to do this, I might as well fix it, right? If you don't have the logo, you can copy it out of my other lessons. If you skip it, it's not a big problem. Who cares? Not a big deal. Okay, again, this is not looking quite right. So we're just going to say, I'm going to put 19 minutes. I know I said do 2 minutes a page, but I'm looking at this and I'm saying this is short. And I also hate this picture, so I'm going to change that. You don't have to worry about that. On a review lesson, oops, you don't have to do... Oops, see what I just did? I messed it up. On a review lesson, I don't want you to worry about like swapping out pictures. This is more me being a little bit extra careful or extra specific. That's what I want to do. Just because I see that I want to change this. Gosh, why is this being such a pain? I see that I want to change this, and I'm going to go ahead and change it. Okay, if you do get a picture, we're going to do background remover always. I don't want the background there. Well, for the most part. Good. And I'm just going to move it. You know what? I think she would do better over here. All I'm doing is I'm looking at the page and I'm just looking at how it looks better, all of that kind of stuff, right? Make sure it looks neat and clean and it doesn't look weird. Oops. And also, this doesn't need to be this big. Okay, there you go. And I'm going to get my logo. That's it. Okay. The logo on this page might be a little bit bigger because there's just not much going on this page. Excellent. Cool. We checked the grammar. Again, changing pictures and things, usually you shouldn't have to do that for a review lesson. It's just something I happen to want to do here, okay? More importantly, okay, now we're going to do 2 minutes. Make sure that looks good. Make sure the grammar looks good. If you see a situation like with analog clocks, I always like to write the time in numbers for the students because some students can't read this kind of clock and I don't want them stuck on that. Okay, good. Also over here, this should be 2 minutes after, 23 minutes maybe. Okay, make sure the grammar's right. Look, there's a little problem here. Do you see that? This should say K with an E with an accent mark. Good. I'm just checking. Blank se levanta a la. Si le gusta levantarse temprano. No le gusta para nada. I love that. Okay, this is good now. Okay, and then the last part, you don't need to do anything to this page. That's it. That's it. All of it, we're done. So let's just take a look. Now we're going to download it, upload it to ChatGPT, ask it to double check our grammar. I'm actually going to walk you through that. Why, might as well. Okay, so that would be page 168 through 184. Now, PDF standard's fine. This is actually really big, so I'm going to have to make a new lesson, a new project, because I didn't even know it could handle 300 pages. What did I say, 168 to 184? It's a pretty big lesson. That's all I'm doing. I'm downloading and uploading to ChatGPT. So let me pause this, and we'll see you at ChatGPT. Okay, I've downloaded the full lesson and now I'm just going to send it to ChatGPT. Just said, hey, can you please check the attached file for spelling or grammar mistakes in English and Spanish? I always say thank you to ChatGPT. Now we're going to add photos and files. I don't care what the name of the file is because this is just for you to check it. This is not like the official name of the file or anything. See, like that's confusing. It says LU lessons 1 through 20. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go in and download this and upload it to Chatterbox Academy and all that later. Okay, it's loading. It's going, it's going, it's going. Come on, buddy. Good. See, it worked. Now we upload and check. Very strong classroom ready. Okay. Okay. This is cool because ChatGPT will give you some potential improvements. This is, if it's an optional improvement, that's fine. Okay, this is good. Page 7 is weird. I don't have, that does not sound right in English. This is absolutely right. Yeah. This would be much better. So listen to it when it says I don't have any pets, but I want. Okay, so we're gonna go to page 7 on the lesson and fix that. Where was page 7? We're gonna have to count, right? Because ChatGPT only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go in there and let's implement that. Maybe I would say no, I don't have any. Oops. But I want. Okay, good. Formatting glitch. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but let's check that. Ah, I see what the problem is. You see how it says there's a problem with all these extra letters on page 10? There's not. So this was page 7, 8, 9, and 10. It's not, see, it's just because it's outlined. It thinks that there's double letters, but there's not. So we can ignore that. Okay. English phrasing issue on what page? Ah, on same page, 10. I don't have to share. No one annoys you. There's no problem there either. ChatGPT is confused. It's running all of this into one sentence. So not perfect, but okay. Okay. We don't care about page 16. This is instructions for the teacher. Don't worry. Let's see where it's talking about. What was this? Page 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I don't care what it says about this page. I don't care. Okay, also page 17. Page 17 would be this one. Don't care. Okay, so excellent. Excellent job. Great. So sometimes ChatGPT has great suggestions. Sometimes it doesn't. Great. Okay, so that's it. That's how to do a review lesson. Now, when you're done, please just mark over in your task spreadsheet or however I am explaining, however I'm assigning you work. Just mark that it's done. That way I can check it. Please do not download it and upload it into Google Drive for Chatterbox Academy because I'd like to check it and just review it, make sure everything looks good, and then I will take care of downloading that lesson and getting it up into our curriculum files. Please remember that our lessons are my intellectual property, so please do not share this lesson online in any form. Don't share a link to it. Don't share the file with anyone. That's my intellectual property. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next one. Nos vemos.